We're rolling.
We are.
Did you finish your French fry?
I'm chewing.
Chewing on your French fry. Wash it down. It's Tuesday.
It's still Friday.
Still Friday. Yeah, it's Tuesday. And therefore we're in the collector's attic and we're doing collectible, and we've been doing brass engines, and we're going to continue doing brass engines for a while. Last week we looked at an SP tender. And I said I bought the tender just because it was neat. And at about the same time, I think it might have been on the same day, as a matter of fact, the same dealer said, I have SP tank cars. Are you interested in those? And what I was actually interested in was the fire train, but I couldn't afford the fire train, and he didn't have one anyway. So I bought the SP tank cars just because, here again, they're really neat. These are by Westside, the Southern Pacific tank car, the 1905 tank car from Westside. And let's pop this open. And they're kind of wrapped up in paper and plastic. There was supposed to be 3 of them in here, and there's 2 of them. Somehow the third one got waylaid, and it wasn't in the set when I bought it, and probably somebody else had bought just one. And however it came to be, and so I bought it. I put couplers on one. I never got around to putting couplers on the other one. And then for some reason I've got a spare truck screw. I can't remember what the whole story behind that was either. But they're very interesting tank cars. They remind me of something Al would have built with the truss rods and guy wires and railings and stuff. But I just thought, those are really neat.
Those are awesome.
Aren't those cool?
Very cool.
And I thought, whatever I do with that tender, let's see, I've got the tender set aside over here. And I just thought, all of those things lashed together behind the right locomotive could look really, really cool.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, I'll buy the tank cars too.
Those are awesome.
And again, I've never painted them. I put couplers on and I ran one, but I've just never really done very much with them other than display them in the display case. And now for 20 years they've been in storage, and now they're going right back into the display case.
Yeah.
Or at least people can look at them when they've been collecting dust in the attic.
They'll say, hey, you have one of those tank cars.
Yep. But it's an interesting tank car. It's
is.
a very, very interesting tank car, and I love all kinds of exposed stuff like this, like the guy wires, the truss rods, the railings, and so on. But I don't know what these were used for.
That was my next question. What do they haul in them?
Typically tank cars, it could be anything from corn syrup to crude oil. I mean,
got milk?
Got milk, exactly. Could be that. Could be that. If you know what these were used for, let us know, because
who knows?
I don't know. I just bought them because they look neat.
They are neat.
And then I thought they go well with my tender. And I thought, man, if I had just the right locomotive here. And again, I thought it was sort of reminiscent of the fire train, and I thought I could even sort of pretend I had a fire train if I had these 3 guys and then the right locomotive to go along with it. And then, of course, a proper crummy at the back.
Absolutely.
A real train has a caboose.
That's right.
When I got rid of the caboose...
Don't do that.
That's about when I stopped modeling that era. It cuts off my modeling era. Has to have a caboose, or it isn't really a train.
No.
That used to be the rule of thumb.
Yes.
It became a train when they switched the caboose onto the tail end.
Yes.
And at that point you could call it a train. Before that you called it a switching move. And nowadays it's just...
Now it's just a
There's
train.
a Fred at the back of the train.
Yeah.
We know what Fred stands for.
Yeah.
Flashing rear end device. The other F word is not appropriate. But caboose is what should be back there. There should be a crew and a caboose and some tank cars. Anyway, I digress. But there it is, Southern Pacific tank cars and a Southern Pacific tender, which I just thought looked particularly nice with the tank cars.
Right.
And then proceeded to do nothing with it.
Right.
Except run this one periodically in a train.
Yeah.
But without paint, when I'm running trains, I tend to not like running brass trains. They look good in the display case.
They do.
Out on the railroad, paint, weather.
They have to be finished.
Those kinds of things. If you're running something like this, it really looks out of place. So typically I haven't done that. But anyway, there it is.
Yeah.
There it is. SP
Awesome.
tank cars from Westside.
Right.
1910 was the date on this. Let's double check that.
1910.
1905.
1905?
1905 tank cars on the Southern Pacific.
That's just crazy.
They're really neat.
Wow.
Think of the locomotive that pulled them.
Trying to imagine.
Yeah.
My grandpa would have known. He'd have been 5 years old in 1905.
Yeah.
It's easy to remember.
It is 1905. Anyway, we digress.
Yeah.
1905 tank cars off the Southern Pacific. Well, if you haven't been over to the channel, pop over to the channel. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And the easy way to get to the channel and become a subscriber so that you can click your notification bell is the blue button. Are we ready?
Yep.
Zoink! Right there, the blue button. Well, we're not sure how you found this video on the internet, and we hope you didn't find it boring. And we will see you on Sunday, because we'll be driving around and screwing around with some stuff. We'll see you then.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.